County school students have a new set of cards to collect and trade. And a new store hopes to help parents and athletes save some money.
The days remain hot, but some cooler mornings ahead. We'll have the complete weekend forecast for all of East Alabama coming up.
Coming up in sports, the Oxford volleyball alumni game has been canceled. Also, how about Coosa baseball representing Alabama in the Little League World Series and youth football jamboree games this weekend? We have more on all of these stories in just a minute as EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edwards. Mike Stedham has the evening off. Over the decades, trading cards have featured everything from baseball players to race cars. This new school year brings a new type of trading card to Calhoun County schools, members of the County Sheriff's Department Canine Patrol. The full set features 11 dogs who have served on that patrol, and each card features facts about the animal. Sheriff Matthew Wade says the idea for the trading cards came from his staff.
An avid dog lover, and so we thought that would be a great way to engage our SROs with the students of the school. So the more times we can get them to engage with kids to engage with SRO in a positive light, we want to do that. And so we thought about making these trading cards and giving them out to the kids when the SRO catches them doing something good or something happens.
Wade says the cards are a great way for his school resource officers to interact with students, giving a positive image of law enforcement to those students. The cards also are the basis of a collector's challenge for all the classrooms in county schools. The first class to collect all 11 cards will receive a special reward from the department. Wade says he currently has 3 canine officers assigned to county schools, and he hopes to increase that number soon.
Because those dogs is yet another way for those kids to identify with that SRO, to speak to them, to pet the dog. It just brings so much to the table. So right now we have 3 dogs in schools, and our goal is to have 1 in all 7.
Schools are already starting to get in on the bandwagon of having their school resource officers decked out in school pride. White Plains, Weaver, and Pleasant Valley, just to name a few. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Department is doing these wraps for all of the county schools to show school spirit and be something the kids and community can enjoy. When we return, a local city has a new sporting goods store for kids and adults that is truly a one-stop shop.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont. Pass It On Sports in Oxford had their official ribbon cutting today at 10 a.m. The sporting goods store features items for children and adults and offers a unique opportunity for parents of children who are either unsure of what sport they want to play or are unsure of what position would be the best fit for them within their sport. Owner Trevor Knight says this concept was built out of necessity for the local kids.
This concept was kind of built out of necessity with my kids growing up in Oxford, going through multiple sports, basketball, football, baseball. We realized that we didn't have a single location where we can go and find quality used sporting goods before we know if they're actually going to stick with the sport, and having to fork out, probably thousands of dollars on each sport. So it was built out of necessity. We wanted that one-stop shop, and that's why we opened the store. So we can have a one-stop shop with new and used quality sporting goods at a fair price.
Knight says that he has seen this concept before, but that there is nothing like it in our area.
I've seen other models growing up in California. There's a franchise that does fairly well at the same thing, and we realized that anywhere around, probably within about a 50 mile radius, there wasn't anything that offered that. You kind of had to go to thrift stores here and there and spend a lot of time traveling. So we figured it was a good spot in Oxford. It's real sports heavy, and that's why we opened up right here, hometown.
On June 29th, Deputy Brody Johnson saw an Oxford police officer pursuing a felon, and he decided to assist in the pursuit. During the chase, the suspect crashed his vehicle and proceeded on foot. Deputy Johnson followed the felon into the woods where he apprehended the suspect. For his courageous actions on June 29th, Deputy Brody Johnson received the Sheriff's Achievement Medal given by Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade. When we come back, a missing child from Etowah County is found.
Spring into freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
It was a nerve-wracking few hours in Etowah County yesterday as searchers tried to locate a missing child. Atarius Malone, a 13-year-old male, went missing from his house at 9348 Tabor Road. He left the house around 6:30 to 6:45 p.m. Thankfully, he was found unharmed several hours later and is back safe and sound with his family. Etowah County Sheriff's Office says thank you to all who shared and gave information to assist in finding Malone. A brush fire in Talladega broke out on March 29, 2024, and afterwards, human remains were discovered in the debris. Those remains have now been identified as belonging to a man that was reported missing by his family in February of 2021. Lieutenant Dennis McDaniel told AL.com the remains are those of Joe Samuel Wilson. He says foul play is not suspected. The brush fire happened behind a Talladega hardware store. Well, the weather this week has been beautiful and hot. Will the weekend bring any relief from the heat, or do we all just need to find a pool to float in over the weekend? John Holder is standing by to give us that answer. John?
Katie, indeed, I think folks need to go to the swimming pool again this weekend. Nighttime temperatures are going to be cooler, but those daytime highs remain in the 90s. The complete weekend forecast is next.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
A hot and dry day again today across East Alabama. 93 for the high, a little bit above average. Nighttime lows still a little bit above average as well. 73 this morning. Record high temperature again coming back in the heat wave of 2007. 103 degrees on this date back then. The record low 56, and those days continue to shorten. The sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:02. But look at that sunset now at 7:35 on your Friday night. And here's your Friday night weather on your street on Mark Green Road out in Pleasant Valley. It's going to be pleasant tonight. Clear and pleasant temperatures in the 70s. You'll start to begin to see a little bit lower humidity and dew point values tonight as well. All in all, not a bad evening out in PV. Coming up on your Saturday, Sunset Drive in Gadsden. Beautiful up on Knockwell Mountain there on Lookout Mountain. Beautiful part of the country. Lower dew points tomorrow. Still going to be hot. Plenty of sunshine. No rain in the forecast. The high tomorrow at 92. And as we look ahead to next week, we're going to keep temperatures in the low 90s on Bryan Avenue in the Sachs area of Anniston, but it's still mostly dry, especially the first part of the week. Maybe by mid to late week next week, we'll bring some rain chances back into the forecast. We'll look at those rain chances right now in our 7-day forecast. Again, no chance of rain for the next 4 days. High temperatures remaining in the 90s, but we'll look ahead a little bit to the middle part of next week, and it looks like we may bring back 20, 30, maybe even 40% rain chances in a week or so. High temperatures remaining in the low 90s, nighttime lows in the low 70s. All in all, pretty classic dog days of August weather here in East Alabama. Well, let's take a look now at the rainfall. Yes, we had some rainfall yesterday, what we would call illegal showers, so to speak, all across East Alabama. These were not forecasted, but again, we have so much moisture down here in the Gulf of Mexico on a given afternoon. The right parameters come into place and we could have a few showers. So you see here yesterday the rainfall coverage, nothing in western Calhoun County, nothing in Etowah County, but the eastern half of Calhoun County, most of Cleburne County, seeing some very, very light rain late yesterday afternoon with those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. I'll be back here tomorrow morning bright and early at 6 a.m. for your Saturday Day at a Glance forecast, and right back here for breakfast forecast on Sunday and Monday mornings. In the meantime, you have a very pleasant weekend. Coming up next in sports, Namath Pitt's going to talk about Coosa Christian and also going to talk about some news with Oxford volleyball. All that is ahead now in sports. Namath?
Thanks, John. Oxford volleyball made it to the state tournament last season before falling to Bayside Academy. Oxford is gearing up for the 2024 season, but their preseason alumni game has been canceled. Coach Wendy McKibben and Oxford were supposed to host an alumni game tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Oxford Sports Arena. The game was going to be open to any former Oxford volleyball player, but unfortunately the game has been canceled due to there not being enough former Oxford volleyball players that signed up to participate in the game. Although there will not be an alumni game, Oxford is still looking to make it back to the state tournament and get past the first round where they fell to Bayside Academy last season. Oxford will be led by Peyton Brooks this season, who is only a junior for the Yellow Jackets. Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics is hosting their first weekend of Jamboree games tomorrow at Mumford High School. Let's preview the 8 teams that will be in action. The first Jamboree game will start at 9 a.m. It'll feature Oxford and Mumford sophomores. At 9:30 a.m., Oxford and Mumford juniors will take the field. At 10 a.m., Oxford and Mumford seniors will go head-to-head. Then at 10:45, Lincoln and White Plains sophomores will play each other. At 11:15 a.m., Lincoln and White Plains juniors will take the field. And then at 11:45, Lincoln and White Plains seniors will go head-to-head. Then at 12:30 p.m., Jacksonville and Sachs sophomores will play each other. At 1 p.m., Jacksonville and Sachs juniors will take the field. And at 1:30 p.m., Jacksonville and Sachs seniors will play. The final 2 teams to hit the field this weekend at Mumford is Alexandria and Welborn sophomores. They'll play at 2:15 p.m. Welborn and Alexandria juniors will play at 2:45 p.m. And then at 3:15 p.m., it'll be the final Jamboree game of the day. It'll be Alexandria versus Welborn seniors. One local team won 2 games while representing Alabama at the Little League World Series Southeast Regionals. You have to go back at least 6 years to find a team from Alabama that won a game at the Little League World Series Southeast Regional. Well, Coosa baseball has changed that streak this summer. Coosa beat Central Phoenix City in the state tournament to earn the right to represent Alabama in the Southeast Regional. Players from Etowah, Southside, and Westbrook Christian made up the Coosa team. Alabama fell to Tennessee in their opening game, but responded by eliminating West Virginia and North Carolina in the next 2 games. Unfortunately, Alabama was eliminated by Georgia in the next game of the elimination bracket. Alabama has not had a team make it past the Southeast Regional in 25 years, which is the 6th longest drought in the United States. But hopefully that will change soon. That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Katie.
Thanks for the update, Namath, and thank you for watching today. You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube and on our website. And now, check us out on Rumble. Just go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we love producing local news for you. We'll see you back here Monday for your news on your schedule.